home person by person through long-term care homes, and in some homes it got stopped, and in other homes it continued, and 5 people died, then 20 people died, then 50 people died, then staff members got sick by the dozens, and as the homes continued under COVID-19, they didn't seem to be able to stop the relentless march of this terrible, terrible virus as it cut a path through the people that had lived in that home. I know that Orchard Villa has been among the very worst in Ontario, and there are about 20 other homes or more. Thank you, Glenhaven. I shouldn't have named any because you're right, I don't want to miss anybody. But there are more homes than one could even imagine that were not able to stop the march of COVID-19. Imagine then owning a business that you run for profit that takes care of vulnerable people. And in 2017, even as you knew that all of the homes were reporting that every shift was working short-staffed every day, you continue to pay off tens of millions of dollars in dividends to shareholders month after month, year after year. Imagine that you know that the care is inadequate, that there are endless complaints about inadequate care, and yet you continue to pay tens of millions of dollars in dividends month after month, year after year. Global TV did an excellent investigative report. They found that 2 for-profit companies are responsible for almost 30% of the COVID-19 deaths in Ontario, and 6 companies, for-profit companies, are responsible for more than half of the COVID-19 deaths in Ontario. There are not 6 companies that represent half of long-term care homes. This is a disproportionate death toll. It's because there is a difference. When companies operate for profit, they take money out of the care that should be going for vulnerable people. The political space to make a difference about this is now. We have never had such an opportunity. I've worked in healthcare for 25 years. There has never been such an opportunity to actually make change, and if we don't win it now, I don't know when we could possibly win it. But I've been watching what's happening in the legislature with my heart sinking over the last 2 months. I see a sign here, it says, where are you? It says that as of the beginning of May, there were 1,000 residents, just over, there you are, 1,057 deaths in Ontario's long-term care homes. We've been tracking since March the 9th, and I just finished our most recent report. There are more than 1,800 people now who've died, residents who've died in Ontario's long-term care homes. 1,800 husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers in 2.5 months. 1,800. And yet through this whole period, we have not seen one single measure taken by the government to actually systematically improve the staffing and care levels in the homes, to require enough care that the residents be safe, to address the fact that the homes, if anything, are in more of a serious critical staffing emergency than they were before COVID-19 even started, and they were in an emergency then. And now imagine that you're the government, and in this context, you take your power, the opportunity you have in power in government, and what you do with it is to bring through a law as people are dying in long-term care homes to protect the private corporations from class action suits, that you meet in cabinet in secret to discuss ways in which to make your government immune and in which to make private companies immune from people suing them. I have never been so disgusted. What we need is care. What we need is staff to provide that care. What we need is more regulation. What we need is a stop to the corruption, proper inspections regimes. What we need is to ratchet up the requirements on long-term care homes, not to protect them from immunity. The people of Ontario, I know, are behind you, but we have to make enough noise that if they do this, then it won't just be the 1,800 people that have died in this province. This government will see the beginning of its end, and they will never be elected again in Ontario. Let's send the Ontarians the strongest message we can, because clearly that's the only thing. It's not morals, it's not death, it's not the horror of the possible second wave coming. If it's just crass politics, then let's make the political equation very clear to them. Ontarians need to send that message now, as fast as possible, because they're pushing through this legislation as quickly as they can, and there's more measures to come if we don't stop them. Thank you for doing this.